Hello, everybody. It looks like I'm live on Facebook and YouTube, but not LinkedIn. So just give me a moment to see what's going on LinkedIn. It could be because I'm going live early and LinkedIn doesn't like surprises. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to carry on and I will rebroadcast on LinkedIn later today. So, if you're watching this today on LinkedIn, I might not technically be live, but you're going to see it anyway. And that is okay. I am still happy to answer your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, even post going live. Hello, nonprofit leaders. I'm Sarah Olivieri, and I love helping nonprofit leaders run their organizations better. And today I'm wondering if possibly poor communication is causing your departments to work in silos, or if something else has happened and you feel like your departments are working in silos. Well, if so, give me the next 5 to 7 minutes of your time, and I'm going to share with you a few tips to break down those silos. First, let's talk about why it is so important to be mindful about breaking down silos in your organization. And silos are, right? Like, let's just make sure we're all on the same page here. Silos are when, one area of your organization doesn't necessarily know what the other area is doing. And maybe there are opportunities to collaborate happening and being missed because people are just off doing their separate things. So, first of all, one really important reason not to have silos, at least in communication, is when your staff are communicating organization wide, they don't miss those opportunities to collaborate and do their jobs even better or easier, more efficiently, more effectively. Plus, on top of that, we in general are social people, and having better communication across our organization can actually lead to higher job satisfaction as well. Breaking down silos also fosters a sense of inclusion and purpose among staff, which is one of those reasons why it can help increase staff retention and job satisfaction. But even maybe more importantly, or as importantly, when our staff feel included, when they actually are included, it creates opportunities for individual development and growth throughout our organization, which is good for everybody. And for those of you focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, this is a really, really important thing to be mindful of. And the third reason why it's really important to be breaking down silos is a more cohesive, collaborative team ultimately leads to, we kind of talked about this already, a higher performing organization, driving even better outcomes for your mission, for your clients, and making people's jobs easier and better. All right, let's get down to what to do to either prevent silos or reduce the impact of silos at your organization. First, it's really important to have some sort of regular cross-departmental meeting or check-in. In the impact method, I like to teach a model of what's called an issues meeting. And in a very large organization, we may have kind of sub-issues meetings by departments around issues related to them, but we always have organization-wide issues meetings, and we have this agenda structure that keeps it efficient and effective even when there's a large group, and gives the opportunity for the whole organization to potentially weigh in or really understand the true nature and the true depth to which an issue is potentially impacting maybe even the entire organization. These organization-wide meetings or sessions, they don't have to be very long. Consistency is key, and you can do, weekly, relatively short meetings to keep everyone not so much on the same page, right? But identifying issues together, and they help everyone understand what are the active pieces that are going on in the organization beyond the day-to-day that everyone is aware of. And with the day-to-day that everyone is aware of, they kind of just keep things top of mind for everybody, creating a more cohesive organization. Another really important way to reduce, eliminate, or prevent silos is to create shared goals or projects across all of your departments. We don't want to say, okay, this is one department's goal and this is another department's goal. Think of your people, think of your department. Sometimes we have to organize, right, into smaller groups or in departments to be able to work well together, especially if we're a larger organization. But the reason why we have people, the reason why we have departments, these are all parts of a machine, if you will, parts of an organization that are making the whole thing happen. And so we should have organization-wide goals that we're trying to achieve. So the fundraising department might have a goal to raise, let's say, $100,000 or $200,000. But that isn't just for the sake of raising money. That is connected to achieving, maybe the organization wants to grow. Maybe that's the money that needs to sustain the current operations. Maybe you want to start a new program. Maybe you want to expand your team, right? It's connected to, we always have a reason why we're raising money. And then how are we going to design that program and grow that program, right? We need to be collaborating in order to have the most impactful fundraising efforts and the money and the resources and the support we need to start and maintain and continue other non-fundraising initiatives as well. So recognizing that your various departments are all working towards a common set of goals for the greater good of the organization, having that sense and that culture that we're all working together to try to make an impact, to try to achieve our organization's mission, and we're not just doing something to help our department achieve results. And then finally, in this modern day and age, using collaboration tools can really help us kind of keep in touch with each other real time. Too often still, I think we're bogged down in email. I highly encourage you, if you're not already, to use some sort of separate communication platform for internal communications, whether that's, like a chat tool like Slack, or, there's many tools now, or you have some sort of project management tool where people are communicating about what they're working on, some kind of separate thing. And also, speaking of project management tools, we can overdo it in a project management tool, but that's a great way to just kind of check in, especially if we're working remotely, like where people are at, what the status of projects are. I like to think of it, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm worried about things, especially as a supervisor or leader, rather than email or call my staff members or text them in the middle of the night saying, oh, is that project done? I want to be able to just, without bothering them, log into that project management tool and see the status of what's going on. So those are my 3 tips for reducing silos. This is a big topic that I put a lot of thought into as I developed the impact method, which is the method that I teach my clients. It's a method for like an operating system for running an entire nonprofit. And one of the core principles of the impact method is that we all need to be I think of it as leveraging the maximum amount of brain power that we possibly can in our organization. So, right, we want to have as many brains thinking about the problems we're trying to solve as possible. And if you want to go deeper into that topic, one of the books that really inspired me about the power of reducing silos is a book called The Great Game of Business by Jack Stack. And in that, just to give you the very, very short version, it's about a group of people under the leadership of this guy, Jack Stack, who took a failing factory type business, and they totally de-siloed it by creating what is now called open book management. They got every employee in this factory involved with reading and knowing the finances and got everybody thinking about how to make this a better, more profitable business. And they took a totally failing business and turned it into a highly profitable, highly successful business that also had a very, very supportive, beneficial community to everybody who worked there. Everybody got paid more. They set kind of their internal mission of making sure that every employee at any level made enough money to own their own home and give back in their communities and be able to support their families. And so, even though the book isn't about nonprofits, I think that kind of thinking is very much in alignment with how many nonprofit leaders think. If you would like more tips like these in your inbox, I deliver a weekly newsletter. It's more of just a quick tips rather than a full newsletter through the Inspired Nonprofit Leadership newsletter, which you can access at inspirednonprofitleadership.com/sign up. I also will send you announcements about updates coming up, times that I go live, and stuff like that. Until next time, it is such a pleasure to be with you all, and I look forward to being with you again very soon. Until then, all the best.